Section 28.6, the impact of the New Deal. This is learning target number 4. I can describe the impact of the Great Depression on U.S. society, including minorities. Section 28.6, the impact of the New Deal. In 1936, Roosevelt ran for a second term as president. Despite the fact that the Great Depression had still continued, the economy had improved, and he was reelected by an even larger majority than in 1932. By this time, most of Roosevelt's recovery and relief programs were in place. In addition, the New Deal was being attacked by both people who thought the government should do even more and those who wanted the government to do and spend less. The Supreme Court also attacked the New Deal by declaring some of its programs unconstitutional. In response, Roosevelt introduced a court-packing bill into Congress in 1937. If it had passed, Roosevelt would have been allowed to appoint more justices to the court, justices that supported the New Deal. However, the court-packing plan backfired and was opposed by both Democrats and Republicans. This failure decreased Roosevelt's political prestige and led to the breakup of the political coalition that had supported the New Deal legislation. The political coalition they're talking about there, that's just a group of Democrats and Republicans that had been getting a lot of this stuff put into action. And so basically they argued about this whole idea of adding Supreme Court justices, and so then they stopped cooperating with each other. Still, the New Deal had a significant impact on the United States. In the short run, Roosevelt's programs helped many Americans survive the darkest days of the Great Depression. In the long run, the New Deal left a lasting mark on American society and government. So this political cartoon here, this was one of the things about him packing the court. Remember, Roosevelt was very, very popular, as they mentioned there about how easily he gets reelected. But this is where they kind of look and said, maybe he was getting kind of full of himself. Maybe he was going too far. When some people said, hey, is the government really allowed to do all of this? Is the government really allowed to interfere in businesses and things like that? Then that's when he was kind of like, oh, hey, let's just find some people who will agree that the government is allowed to do it. But yeah, obviously it doesn't get passed, though, so it turns out okay. I mean, he's only human. Every president up there has at least one black mark on their record. This is Roosevelt's. All right, let's keep reading. Impact on the poor and unemployed. All over the country, New Deal construction projects put the unemployed to work. As a result, America had better roads, bridges, dams, schools, and other public buildings. These projects not only put money in people's pockets, but also raised their spirits. As one Tennessee worker said, "I'm proud that I worked on that Crossville Dam. I wasn't afraid to tackle anything after that." The New Deal also introduced safety nets for many of the nation's needy people. Social Security and unemployment insurance still exist today, providing a major source of income for retired and unemployed workers. In later years, other welfare, training, and assistance programs were established as Americans began to accept the idea that the government had a responsibility to aid those in need. Although the New Deal did help reduce poverty in America, poverty was not eliminated and remained a problem. In addition, the New Deal made little effort to solve problems of discrimination against African Americans and other minorities. Let's see, what do you need to remember? It does put people to work, and it does create new roads and all kinds of new public buildings. Probably the biggest thing you need to remember is that bullet number 2, that people accepted that the government had a responsibility to help those in need, that this is the job of the government. You know, it still can be kind of debated today. Not everybody thinks that it's the job of the government to help people, but this is the first time here during the Great Depression that people have come up with that idea and begin doing it. So overall, the New Deal does help reduce poverty, but it doesn't actually totally get rid of it. And of course, it didn't deal with anything for African Americans and other discrimination. So yeah, there's still segregation, there's still discrimination. Back to reading. Impact on workers and businesses. Legal problems slowed some efforts to assist workers and businesses. The Supreme Court declared the National Recovery Administration, the NRA, unconstitutional, saying that the NRA had been given powers that were reserved only for Congress. In response, Congress passed the National Labor Relations Act in 1935. This act gave workers the right to join unions and to bargain with employers for improved wages and working conditions. It also created the National Labor Relations Board to settle disputes between employers and workers. Supported by this legislation, union membership grew rapidly. The NLRB still exists today. Another lasting effect of the New Deal was that the government became more involved in regulating the stock market and banking industry. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, still protects bank depositors by insuring bank accounts. Laws limit margin buying, and other rules forbid banks from taking risks in the stock market with depositors' funds. Banks are no longer allowed to take my money and loan it out to people to buy stocks. So what do you need to remember? You need to remember some of the things that are still around today. You need to remember that the National Labor Relations Act gave them the right to join unions, still around today. The National Labor Relations Board was created to settle disputes. We didn't want to have a strike in the middle of the Depression. That would have been terrible. So that's why they put that into effect. And the government became more involved in banking and the stock market. So again, that's also like the SEC that helps regulate the stock market, all hoping to avoid a crash in the future. Which, you know, we've had down days, but we've never had one as bad as the one on October 29th, 1929. Impact on farmers and rural Americans. By raising crop prices and providing farmers with low-interest loans, New Deal programs helped farmers keep their farms. But not every New Deal farm program was a complete success. When the government paid farmers to plant less, they didn't need as much hired help. As a result, many farm workers lost their jobs. Some farmers also cut production by turning sharecroppers off their rented land. Another New Deal agency, the Rural Electrification Administration, helped improve life on the farm. The REA made loans to help bring electricity to rural areas. When this program was begun in 1935, only 1 farm in 10 had electricity. Within 20 years, 9 out of 10 farms were electrified. So this is actually a picture that I think more of with my grandpa. That he was, being the electrician, he learned how to put up all those electric wires to a lot of farms. My dad actually remembers when the farm got electricity. So yeah, you should ask your parents or your great-grandparents if anybody in the family remembers when the farm finally got electricity. All right, let's keep reading. Impact on government. By 1939, most New Deal programs had come to an end, but Roosevelt's ambitious response to the Great Depression had permanently changed both the size and role of the national government. In 1931, the federal government had 580,000 employees. By 1941, 1.3 million people were government employees. Okay, so just stop and think. That's like doubled, a little bit more than doubled. Before the Great Depression, most Americans probably agreed with Thomas Jefferson that the best government was that which governed least. Roosevelt disagreed. He strongly believed that one of our government's most important duties was to care for citizens who could not provide for themselves. That responsibility, he declared, is recognized by every civilized nation. In the coming years, Americans would continue to debate how far the government should go in meeting this responsibility and how it should go about it. But by the end of the 1930s, most Americans were prepared to accept that the government did have a responsibility to lend a helping hand to those in need. As the 1940s began, the Depression still lingered. It would finally be brought to an end by a new and even greater crisis. America was about to go to war. Dum, dum, dum. All right, so overall, impact on the government. Basically, the size of the government grows huge because of the New Deal and the New Deal programs. And one of the responsibilities of the government is to care for citizens who can't provide for themselves. All right, let's do... Oh, yeah. Everybody always wants to know, hey, did the New Deal actually work? Historians say that ultimately the New Deal did not end the Depression, but it certainly helped. At the end of in 1939, unemployment is still high and production is still down. What does actually end the Great Depression? It's going to be World War II. All right, questions here. What impact did the New Deal have on poor and unemployed people? The New Deal construction projects gave jobs to the unemployed workers. They also provided safety nets for retired and unemployed workers, but it does not end poverty in America. How did the New Deal affect farmers? Ooh, this one's a long one. New Deal programs helped farmers keep their farms by raising crop prices and providing farmers with low-interest loans. But when the government paid farmers to plant less, they didn't need as much hired help, and many farm workers lost their jobs. The REA also made loans to help bring electricity to rural farms. How can you sum that one up? That one's really long. Why don't you just say that it helped farmers keep their farms, some programs worked better than others, and they got electricity. Number 3, how did the New Deal change the U.S. government? The New Deal permanently changed both the size and role of the national government. The number of government employees more than doubled between 1931 and 1941, and the government provided assistance to help citizens who were unable to provide for themselves. The end.